I'm currently calling myself the wedding Grinch. I don't know if you can tell, but I think I'm getting sick. Period brain, honestly.
You excited for the fresh foodies? Not so much, doesn't look like it.
I have been overweight for a long time now. Happy Monday. This is the first time I'm vlogging in a long time, probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks even. I don't even know. I feel like I've been so busy, and even more importantly, I've not been great with multitasking for a long time. I feel like when I have something going on in my life, I find it way easier to focus on this one thing, like one big thing, and then a ton of like tiny side projects or things to organize, like returning a parcel or something like that. But two like bigger things to focus on, I'm struggling, to be honest, because yeah, even as a child-free woman but working full-time and having like friends going to the gym and all of that, I do have limited time. But yeah, long story short, I just spent a long weekend in Frankfurt. I saw my parents for a day, but then first and foremost, we were having this girls' weekend with sort of my party crew from back in the day. We still meet up at least once a year. We did do a sort of last minute bachelorette because one of us decided to get married kind of on a short notice a couple weeks ago. I'm not a huge fan of the whole, like I'm currently calling myself the wedding Grinch because even though I am married, like my husband and I only told our parents back then, and we only went to town hall, invited our parents, went for dinner, and that was it. And yeah, I don't know. I know that weddings are a big deal for a lot of people, but I'm very much like, I don't know. It's just not my thing. Like neither for myself nor as a guest do I really love weddings. And basically everything surrounding, like regarding weddings, bachelorettes, like all the games, the quizzes, it's just not for me. So yeah, I could have done the weekend without the whole bachelorette thing. This is actually going to be the first time that I'm wearing my winter coat that I bought last winter. And I'm so excited. I love this so much. It's just like a massive blankie for outside. It's all vegan, so no animal suffering for any feathers, like down, which is something that I would never buy again. And just thinking about the way that down is produced makes me sick to my stomach. So yeah, love this jacket, and I'm gonna go on a mini walk and then I will get some focus work done, even though I feel like I will have to play with the kitties first because they're going crazy anyway. It's lunchtime and I'm starting to feel a little bit hungry, but my sort of issue this week, last week, and also for the upcoming weeks is that I'll be at the office at least once per week, usually twice. And probably also the fact that I'm just a little bit lazy to cook right now. So yeah, I've just been eating or prepping random meals, like a little bit of pasta with spinach and tofu, and today I'm even lazier and I'm making this vegan vegetable pizza, which I really like. And then I'm actually also gonna make myself some green juice because I haven't had one in a while and I'm really starting to crave it. Happy Friday. I feel like this week it didn't go as planned. I don't know if you can tell, but I think I'm getting sick. We had this whole day at the office yesterday. It was quite a nice day, but one of my coworkers who sat next to me was a little bit sick. I don't know, I guess even if someone is contagious, I don't think you catch it that fast. But for some reason, and I feel like that's been the case the last few times I got sick, like I have this whole day of sneezing nonstop like a crazy person, like literally sneezing at least once per minute, probably like 5 times per minute. And just like this crazy runny nose. It's something that I definitely didn't used to have ever until maybe sometime last year. But yeah, that's usually the start of me getting sick. I was supposed to meet a friend for dinner later tonight, but it looks like we're actually gonna have more of an online chat because obviously she doesn't want to get sick. She's also self-employed, and I think, yeah, she basically can't afford to be sick. But yeah, let's see how that's gonna go. Also, the kitties just woke up. They always, oh no, the other one left, but they always, like after waking up, they go to the food bar together. Meow. And unfortunately, I was too slow with providing fresh food, but I'm gonna do that now. And once again, my nose is running. I can't even do a thing without a tissue right now. Oh God.
Louie, you excited for the fresh foodies? Not so much, doesn't look like it.
I always need to show his brother that there's actually fresh food available, because otherwise he's just too, I don't know, he just doesn't really realize, he doesn't get it.
Oh, Louie, we're not eating like this.
Good morning. It's Sunday morning. I just did some editing for the first time in probably 3 weeks. It's crazy to me. I've been so out of my YouTube routine, and just editing now was actually really fun. And I was like, oh man, I think I'm ready to get back into it. Baby, you coming? In my last video, I was talking about how I was a little bit stressed and wanted to prioritize like weight loss and working out more and all the things. And I also spent an entire Sunday helping a friend move. I spent a whole weekend in Frankfurt visiting friends and family. And I was just kind of like, yeah, very busy and not focused on YouTube at all. Long story short, I'm happy to be back at it. I think the next weeks are going to be quite busy. We do have a lot of work events coming up and stuff, but the weekends are gonna be fine. Like definitely I'll have my free Sunday, which is really precious to me and that I really want to keep for myself, because otherwise I just, yeah, don't get everything done that I want to get done. But yeah, another reason that I haven't really been vlogging is that I did something that I never thought I was gonna do, and that for a couple weeks now, I've been really debating on whether I want to share this on YouTube, how I actually feel about it. And I finally decided that I do feel good about it, that I'm confident in my decision, and that I'm going to share sort of my journey on my YouTube channel as well, because I don't want to lie about it. But yeah, I guess long story short, and again, I never thought that I would be doing this, is that I started on the weight loss shot a couple weeks ago. I've been on Mounjaro for 2 weeks now, and it's still crazy to me. But yeah, how did this come about? I basically met up with a friend a few weeks ago, and she shared that she started on Mounjaro, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. And just a couple days prior, YouTube, like the algorithm, had showed me a couple videos, like podcasts on GLP-1s. And I was like, I'm actually really interested to at least understand what they're all about, because I didn't know anything about them. And so I had basically saved these podcasts to watch for later. And then I met up with my friend, and she was like, yeah, I get this prescribed by a doctor because I have not been able to lose weight. And she was just sharing how great it had been for her and how she had finally started to lose weight. And I got really intrigued, and I was like, oh my goodness, and I really need to look into this. And also because she was not like crazy, like definitely overweight. I think she said she had a BMI of like 28 or something. And I always thought that this is nothing for people that are just overweight, but it actually is. I guess long story short, I looked into them. I got really excited by the idea of actually being able to lose weight, which I have been trying and trying and trying. And I feel like I'm sort of the healthiest human that I know. I eat extremely healthy, at least my perception of healthy. I work out at least 3 times a week. I get in my 10K steps almost every single day. I eat moderate portion sizes, but first of all, I'm still struggling so much with sticking to a calorie deficit. I feel like I'm great at maintaining, but a deficit, it kills me. I'm just really struggling. I'm so hungry. I'm thinking about food all of the time. And anyway, I was really intrigued by the idea of actually being able to lose weight. And what I realized when researching is that you're actually eligible when you're over a BMI of 27, which I am, and have at least one or two, I'm not quite sure right now, comorbidities. I have high cholesterol, have had for years and years. I have elevated blood pressure. And last year, all of my sort of glucose levels came back on the very high end of normal. Like I'm on the border of being pre-diabetic. And my GP was really concerned back then. And she was actually questioning whether I had eaten that morning before the test, even though I hadn't. So yeah, not really, like looking back, I'm like, wow, yeah, I'm not really at a healthy state in my body, I suppose. So I went to my GP and talked to her about it, and she was actually fine prescribing it. And everything went so fast that it took me at least a week to catch up on the fact that I'm actually doing this. When I injected the shot for the first time, I was shaking and sweating. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? Am I crazy? So it definitely took me a while to, catch up on the fact that I'm doing this.
Baby, do you want to leave? You're so loud. Baby.
But yeah, now that I've been on it for 2 weeks, I did have even more time to look into all the benefits. Again, I'm not a doctor. I don't want to convince anyone to do this. You can get significant side effects, so it's not a decision to be taken lightly. But what I've learned is, and that's something that I've heard for the first time in my entire life, is that people like me who have struggled with their weight their entire lives, like I went on my first diet with my mom when I was 11 years old and have been dieting ever since. I was I was obese at one point for a very short amount of time, but I've always had a healthy lifestyle. I've always worked out a ton. I've always eaten really well. And I've always been obsessed with like healthy food and stuff because I was always hoping that I could lose weight. And what I've learned now, again for the first time ever, is that apparently genetics play a much bigger role than we have been taught for the longest time. And growing up, like my mom was obese for the longest time. My mom has always struggled with her weight her entire life. And I'm starting to look at my weight issues in a very different way. Again, I'm at the very beginning of my Mounjaro and weight loss journey, so I feel like I still have a lot to learn about this. I haven't done a crazy deep dive into GLP-1s as I have with HRT, but yeah, I don't know, I guess it's a bit of a sensitive subject. But again, after being on it for 2 weeks, I've decided to just share it on YouTube, and I feel confident in my decision. I've already lost around 3 pounds, which is crazy to me. It's crazy. Like in my mind, I'm like, this can never work. Like nothing has ever worked for me. But now I'm just losing weight. I'm still working out a lot. I still make sure that I don't undereat. I still track my calories. I've been hovering at around 1,500 calories, sometimes 1,700. I really want to make sure to do this in a healthy way and not like some people eat like 800 calories. And I'm like, there's definitely a risk of muscle loss, of bone loss even. So yeah, I guess that's quite the update that I wanted to share. It's crazy. I feel like I've gone from no medications at all to taking all of these drugs, who are also said to be lifestyle drugs. But I feel like I haven't been feeling well for quite some time now. I have been overweight for a long time now. And so honestly, for me personally right now, I'm really happy to have discovered that this is even an option for me. Again, I know that this is probably not going to be for everyone. It's not going to be the one thing that I talk about exclusively on this channel. I'm still just going to share my life and like, you know, see how everything fits in what I want to share. But yeah, let's see. With that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you soon. Bye.